You sit there, staring at a screen, telling yourself you're tired. You repeat it like a mantra. I'm exhausted. I can't do this today. I'll start tomorrow. Let me break it to you right now, tiredness isn't your problem. Your problem is that your life has given you nothing worth fighting for. You don't lack sleep. You lack a reason to wake up. And I'm here to tell you something most men will never hear. No one is coming to save you. No one. You see, the disease of our generation isn't hunger. It isn't war. It isn't poverty. It's laziness. Men who could be kings have chosen instead to be slaves to their own comfort. You lie in bed scrolling on your phone, hypnotized by endless nonsense while your dreams rotting tide you. Laziness is not a condition. It's not an illness. It's a decision. And every single time you hit snooze, every time you tell yourself 5 more minutes, you're not just wasting time, you're burying your potential. Do you know what separates the strong from the weak? It's not money, it's not genetics, it's not luck, it's discipline. Discipline is what drags you out of bed when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what makes you train when your body screams, rest. Discipline is what forces you to sit down and work on your business when your mind wants Netflix. And here's the brutal truth. Most of you are lazy because you have no discipline. You've built a life where excuses are currency and you're bankrupting yourself. I hear men say, I just don't have the energy. Really funny how you have the energy to scroll TikTok for 4 hours. Funny how you have the energy to stay up until 3 a.m. watching YouTube videos. You're not tired, you're If your family was in danger, you'd find the strength to fight. But because your life is empty, because your goals are weak, you let laziness run your schedule. That's not tiredness. That's cowardice. The truth is nobody cares, and that's the part you don't want to hear. Nobody cares if you stay broke. Nobody cares if you waste your life. Nobody cares if you spend the next 10 years sitting on your couch, blaming the government, blaming your boss. While you rot in your own excuses, the world keeps moving. Other men are building empires while you build excuses. Other men are creating futures while you create reasons to fail. And then you look at them with envy, with bitterness, whispering, they're lucky. You think the universe will hand you success because you're a good person. You think one day opportunity will knock on your door and invite you to be rich, strong and respected. Wake up. The universe doesn't care about your feelings. It rewards action. If you do nothing, you get nothing. That's the brutal truth. I'll tell you why laziness is so dangerous. Because it's not just about today. Laziness compounds every day you choose to sit instead of move. Every day you choose to scroll instead of build. Every day you choose to scroll over this Tate. Laziness isn't a break, it's a pattern, and that pattern becomes your life. You see, when you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And before you know it, you wasted a decade. Then you look back and you hate yourself. You hate the man in the mirror. You start inventing new excuses. I'm too old now. But the truth is, you wasted your youth with laziness. And that is a crime you committed against yourself. Do you want to know what keeps me awake at night? Not fear, not failure, not pain. What keeps me awake is the thought of dying as a nobody. The thought of living an entire life and leaving nothing behind. That's what terrifies me. And yet most of you live every single day, like you have a second life in your pocket. You think you got time, you don't. Every second you waste is gone forever. Do you understand that? Forever, you will never get it back. And you have the audacity, you want to feel alive, then get up and live. You want to feel strong, then train until your body screams. You want money. Then stop wasting hours and build something. Stop lying to yourself. Admit it. You're lazy because you allow it. Then if you allow it, you deserve the life that comes with it. And today, complain about depression, anxiety, lack of confidence. But let me tell you the truth. Most of your problems will vanish the moment you start working. You feel weak because you are weak. You feel brokeless because you are broke. You feel broke because get in the gym, build your business, learn a skill, push forward every day. Discipline is the antidote to laziness, and laziness is the poison, killing your life. I'll tell you what real men understand. Pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. You can obtemere, but regret. Or you can endure the regret of looking back and realizing you wasted everything. One hurts now, the other hurts forever. Pick your pain. The brutal truth is this. You either master yourself or you remain a slave. There is no middle ground. You're either the man who drags himself out of bed to conquer the day, or you're the man who stays curled under the sheets, begging the world for mercy. And the world has no mercy. It crushes the weak. It eats the lazy, it forgets the mediocre. Only the disciplined survive. Only the relentless rise. Then start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, get out of bed. Go to the gym, work on your craft. Stop waiting for motivation, it's never coming. Discipline is all you have, and that's enough. Master, because the moment you master discipline, you master life. Laziness is the greatest thief of dreams. It robs you silently, invisibly, until one day you wake up and realize you've lost everything you could have been. Don't let that happen. Don't die a slave to comfort. Don't let your life be a cautionary tale. Please now take control and become the man you were born to be. Because the world doesn't care about your excuses, but it will respect your results. You sit there, waiting for motivation, like it's a bus that will arrive one day to take you to success. You tell yourself, when I feel ready, when I feel inspired, that's when I'll start. Let me save you. Years of wasted life motivation's a lie. Motivation is cheap. It's fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. If your life is built on waiting for it, then you're no different than a man waiting for the wind to blow in his favor. You'll never move. You'll never grow. You'll never win. Discipline is the difference between amateurs and professionals. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired, if you're sad, if you're stressed, if you're broken. Discipline doesn't care if you don't feel like it. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to do it. That's the brutal truth that weak men will never accept. They keep hoping for a spark, some lightning bolt of inspiration that will change their lives. But champions don't wait for sparks. Champions build fires with their bare hat. Do you think I train because I'm motivated? Joe, you think I wake up every single morning full of joy, ready to conquer the world? No, I train because I said I would. I work because I said I would. I build because I said I would. And I word to myself is law, and I obey it whether I feel like it or not. That's discipline. And that's why I win. Motivation is a child's game. It's like waiting for candy. It tastes good for 5 minutes, then it's gone. But discipline is a weapon. Discipline is the steel in your backbone. The voice in your head that says, I don't care how you feel, get it done. Discipline is what separates men from boys. Kings from peasants, winners from losers. The man who lives on motivation will crumble the moment it rains. The man who lives on discipline will keep moving through storms, through fire, through chaos. That's why discipline always beats motivation. Look around. Why do most men lose? Because they only work when it's easy. They only push when it feels good. Happen to them, they quit. They tell themselves, I'll try again tomorrow. That's weakness, that's cowardice, and it's the reason they will die average. But the man who lives with discipline, he doesn't care about easy. He doesn't care about easy. He doesn't care about easy. He does what needs to be done, always. That's why he wins. That's why he conquers. That's why his name is remembered, while others fade into nothingness. You need to understand this. Feelings are liars. Your feelings will betray you. Your feelings will tell you to stay in bed. Your feelings will tell you to eat junk food. Your feelings will tell you to quit when life gets hard. If you listen to your feelings, you will lose, period. But if you master discipline, you master yourself. If you master yourself, you master life. That's how I built my empire. Not on motivation, not on feelings, on consistency. Every day, no matter what I put in the work. I didn't wait for inspiration. I didn't wait for perfect condition. I didn't wait to feel good. I worked and then I worked some more. I was tired, I still worked. And when I was sick, I still worked. Because discipline doesn't negotiate. Discipline doesn't bend. Discipline doesn't break. You want to know how champions are made. They're made in the days you don't want to do it. They're made in the mornings, when your body begs you to stay in bed, but you rise anyway. They're made in the nights when you want to quit, but you keep pushing. They're made in pain, in discomfort, in discipline. Champions are not motivated men. Champions are disciplined men, and here's the thing. Discipline kills laziness. Every time you act with discipline, you strangle laziness. That's why disciplined men rise and weak men sink. That's why the disciplined are respected while the lazy are forgotten. The truth is, you either control your mind or your mind controls you. Most men let their minds control them. Their minds whisper, stay comfortable, stay safe, don't push. And they listen. They obey like slaves. A real man tells his mind, I'm in charge. I decide what happens. I command. You obey. That's discipline. That's power. Ask yourself right now. Are you a slave to your feelings or are you a master of them? Do you get out of bed because you feel like it or because you told yourself you would? You train because you're motivated or because you refuse to break your own word? The answer to that question is the answer to your life. I don't respect men who are controlled by their feelings. I don't respect men who say, I'll start when I'm motivated. That's weakness. That's the language of failure. I die. Respect the man who does it anyway. The man who doesn't care about motivation. The man who honors his word to himself no matter what. That's the man who builds. That's the man who wins. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for some magical feeling to drag you into greatness. Start building discipline. Back up when you don't want to. Train when it hurts. Work when you're tired. Push when it's uncomfortable. Every time you do that, you become stronger. Every time you do that, you take power away from laziness and give it to discipline. That's how you transform your life. Fun. With food in your phone. With food in your fridge, entertainment on demand, and you wonder why you feel weak. You wonder why you feel lazy. It's because you're drowning in ease. Comfort is a drug you overdosed on, and it's killing your ambition. You think you're living, not living. You're decaying slowly day by day under the soft blanket of comfort. Look at the modern man. He wakes up in a bed so soft he doesn't want to leave it. He presses a button and hot water pours on his head. He opens his phone and instantly floods his brain with daimon. He clicks a few buttons and food arrives at his door. He has everything, yet he has nothing. Because all that comfort is poisoning him. Comfort weakens men. It strips them of hunger. It kills the fire in their eyes. Do you know why I make my life harder on purpose? And because I understand, this a lion in the zoo forgets how to hunt. I can comfort, and he loses his nature. He becomes soft, tame a shadow. But Shebo, what he was meant to be. Men are no different. Put a man in comfort long enough, and he forgets how to fight. He forgets how to survive. He forgets how to conquer. That's why I declare war on comfort. Every single day, I don't take cold showers because they feel good. I take them because they hurt. I don't train brutally because I enjoy the pain. I train because it tests me. I work when I don't want to because I know discipline grows in discomfort. I choose the harder path, always because I refuse to let comfort steal my strength. The world has lied to you. It has told you that happiness is comfort, that the goal of life is to relax, to consume, to rest. That's why men are weak. That's why men are invisible. You want to know why you're depressed, why you feel empty, why you feel like your life has no meaning. Because you surrounded yourself with comfort. Comfort kills, meaning do you think warriors in history became great by being comfortable? Do you think kings built empires from soft beds and endless entertainment? No, they bled, they fought, they endured pain, they pushed through discomfort, and in that pain they found purpose. Greatness is forged in struggle. A apple fork. The reason you're lazy is not because you're broken, it's because your life is too easy. You've been softened by modern convenience. You've been domesticated like an animal in a cage. But here's the truth. You're not meant to live like that. You're meant to fight. You're meant to struggle. You're meant to test yourself against pain. That's where your power is born. Every time you choose comfort, you choose weakness. Every time you choose ease, you choose mediocrity. But every time you choose discomfort, every time you choose to do the thing you don't want to do, you grow. That growth compounds. That growth transforms you. That growth makes you dangerous again. I'll tell you why I'm dangerous. It's not because I'm the smartest man alive. It's not because I'm the strongest. It's because I train myself to reject comfort. I build a mindset where I run toward the things that hurt while other men run away. Lightness breeds failure, and failure breeds regret. That's the chain. Break it by declaring war on comfort every day. Do something that hurts, something that tests you, something that forces you out of your soft little bubble, and if you don't prepare for it, it will destroy you. And if you don't prepare for it, it will destroy you. The cold shower, the heavy weights, run until your lungs burn. Work when your body screams for rest. Wake up before the sun. Eat clean when your friends are shoving garbage into their mouths. Do the things that hurt, because those are the things that will forge you. That pain will build the strength that laziness has stolen from you. And don't think this is optional. Don't think you can live a comfortable life and still be strong. That's a fantasy. That's a lie for weak men who want the illusion of strength without the sacrifice. Real strength is earned in discomfort. Real power is built in pain. Real greatness is born in war, not against other men, but against yourself, against your weakness, against your comfort. Ask yourself, who are you becoming? A lion in the wild or a lion in the zoo? Are you the man who hunts or the man who waits to be fed? That's what comfort does. It feeds you just enough to keep you tame, to keep you quiet, to keep you harmless. And if you're harmless, you're useless. Men were not born to be harmless. We were born to be dangerous. We were born to be strong, to fight, to protect, to conquer. And the only way to become that man is to reject comfort and embrace struggle. You have to rewire your brain. Stop chasing pleasure. Stop chasing comfort. Start chasing resistance. Start chasing pain. That's where the growth is. That's where the discipline is. That's where the man you're supposed to be is waiting for you. The reason I can stand here and speak with authority is because I live this. I don't just say it. I do it. Every day, I choose the hard road. Every day I push myself into discomfort, and every day I grow stronger because of it. That's why I win, that's why I conquer, and that's why men listen when I speak. Because it made me unbreakable. So here's the choice in front of you. Stay in your soft, easy, meaningless comfort until it rots you alive. Or rise, declare war on comfort. Test yourself daily. Do something painful every single day. Build the strength that comfort has stolen from you, because only through discomfort will you find power. Only through struggle will you find purpose. Only through war will you find the man you were meant to be. Comfort is the enemy, pain is the path, discipline is the weapon, and victory belongs to the man who declares war on comfort and never surrenders. But at some point, escaping laziness stops being about energy. It stops being about discipline alone. That's the real question. Because if you don't know who you are, you will never know how to live. Look at yourself. Be honest. Are you the man who wastes his life scrolling on a phone, laughing at memes while your dreams rot in the background? Or are you the man who built something so big, so undeniable that the world had no choice but to respect him. The truth is, laziness dies the moment you decide who you are. Once you create an identity so strong, so unshakable, that wasting time feels like betrayal, you will never go back. I never saw myself as average. Never. From the moment I opened my eyes to reality, I told myself I am a warrior. I am a king. I'm a man destined for greatness. And once you believe that, laziness becomes impossible, because kings don't waste time. Warriors don't lie in bed all day. Great men don't waste their lives on distractions. When you carry an identity of strength, every action you take has to match it. That's a secret most men never learn. They try to fight laziness with willpower. They try to fight laziness with motivation. They try to fight laziness with tricks and hacks. But the cure for laziness is not a trick. It's identity. It's building a vision of yourself so powerful that anything less feels like treason. When I look at myself, I don't see someone who has the luxury of wasting time. I see a man whose bloodline depends on him. I see a man whose family name has to mean something. I see a man who must build a legacy that will outlive him. That's who I am. Because that's who I am, laziness doesn't fit. Laziness is not an option. Laziness is not even a thought. Who are you? That's the question. You must answer right now. Who are you when nobody's watching? Who are you when the phone is off? When the lights are out? When it's just you and your thoughts? Do you see a man worthy of respect? Or do you see a weakling who let comfort devour him? Identity is destiny. Once you decide who you are, your actions must follow. If you tell yourself you are average, you will live average. Halfway. But if you feel yourself you are weak, you will act weak. But if you tell yourself you are powerful, if you tell yourself you are unsharpable, if you tell yourself you are a king, then your life will bend to that identity, meant to either lost. That's why they drown in laziness. Don't know who they are, so they let society tell them, and society tells them, be comfortable, be weak, be distracted, consume, obey. Society turns lions into sheep, and men accept it, but you don't have to. You can choose your identity. You can write it with your own hands. I built my identity. I built it on strength, discipline, and purpose. I decided I was not going to live as a nobody. I was not going to be ignored. I was not going to fade into history. I was going to be a man that people remembered. I was going to build something so big that generations would know my name, and because I believed it, every day became a battlefield. Every day became proof of who I am. That's why I tell you, stop asking, how do I beat laziness? Start asking, who am I? Because when your identity is clear, laziness dies on its own. If you see yourself as a king, then wasting hours scrolling on Instagram feels like spitting on your crown. If you see yourself as a warrior, then lying in bed all day feels like surrendering the battlefield. If you see yourself as a man of destiny, then wasting your life feels like a crime. Your actions are the mirror of your identity. If you want to stop being lazy, stop trying to change your actions directly. Face the man in the mirror. Tell yourself a new story. Build a new standard. Craft an identity so powerful that you cannot betray it. Do you know why so many men fail? Because their identity is weak. They say, I'm just normal. I'm just average. Normal. Nothing. Dan for Gray, Nabin says, I am destined for greatness. I will not be ignored. I will not live small. That man moves differently. That man moves differently. That man carries himself with power. That man doesn't have time for laziness. Legacy is the extension of identity. Once you know who you are, you begin to think about what you'll leave behind, because your life is not just about you. It's about your name. It's about your bloodline. It's about your family, your children, your descendants. When you're gone, what will they say about you? Will they say, he wasted his life on distraction? How? Or will they say, he built something that changed everything? That's the real test legacy. What is your life building toward? What will remain when you're gone? Will your name be forgotten, or will it echo through generation? Every decision you make today is either building your legacy or destroys it. Sacrifice builds it. Then you sacrifice builds it. Weakness destroys it. Strength builds it. You think. It doesn't matter now. You think missing one workout, wasting one day, skipping one opportunity is harmless. But every small decision writes your legacy. Every wasted hour is a brick of weakness in your story. Every disciplined action is a brick of greatness. To be willier, why now? So ask yourself right now, who are you, not who do you wish you were? Not who society tells you to be. Who are you? And what legacy are you building? The cure for laziness is not energy. It's not motivation. It's not even discipline alone. The core for laziness is identity. Become the kind of man who cannot be lazy. Become the kind of man for whom wasting time is a betrayal of everything he stands for. Build a legacy so powerful that every day becomes a mission. And once you live like that, laziness doesn't exist anymore. Identity kills laziness. Legacy buries it forever. So the next time you feel like lying in bed, the next time you feel like scrolling for hours, the next time you feel like wasting your life, look in the mirror and ask, who am I? If the answer is a king, a warrior, a man of destiny, then act like it. That was done. Then you, because kings don't waste time, warriors don't surrender, and men of destiny don't live small.